So a while back, I had written a little song, part of a teacup challenge, and it was a fun experience. I really enjoyed it, and the founder of that, Michael Averill, has given me an opportunity to tell my story, and it's in a new series that he is putting together, where artists and people of the community come together and they tell their story. And the topic on this one is going to be legacy. And so I was speaking with him and talking about my legacy, and which is the Gateway Ranch, and how that came to be. And so this is going to be probably a fairly long video, because I only have 10 minutes. I'm going to have to trim it down. So I'm just going to spill it out, and then hopefully there'll be some gems in here. My friend came by today to pick up some donkey shit, dropped me off some homemade clamato. May I just say, this is delicious. Thank you so much, Ariel. She is awesome. Her husband, Craig, also helped me with a lot of the renos around here. It takes a village, man. So getting back to the podcast about the legacy, I moved up here 6 years ago, just over, and I moved here sort of on a whim. I fell somewhat passionately for some guy that I'd known for 3 months. He found me this place, and I thought he was the one, but it was actually, this place was the one. I think I got my oxytocin wires and my dopamine wires slightly crossed. Turned out that this place was the one. This was the place that was going to forge me into, hopefully, a decent human being. But in the process, we managed to break each other's hearts and become better people. We lived together through COVID, and it was tough. And through COVID, I just learned a lot of important life lessons that I could not have learned otherwise. I had to go through grief that I had not yet uncovered from my dad's passing, and really challenged myself to be a better person, to be the person that I wanted to be with, rather than looking for it in someone else. So my journey to staying here is, it's a long one. And when I was asked to write a song, not asked, but I participated in the group to write a song called Pendulum. It was about an inanimate object. And through those very difficult times, I would often take out this pendulum and just say, what should I do? Circle yes, circle right. And the pendulum would tell me yes or no answers. And I used it a lot, and I didn't tell anyone because it was just crazy. I also didn't tell anyone how completely defeated I was. I mean, there was a point in which I was like, I really don't see the point of living anymore. I didn't plan on doing this alone. This is not what was on my vision board. And then my mom died, and I completely lost my mind. I went so deep into depression, which I craftily hid because I'm an extremely positive person in general. I have a pretty good sense of humor. I can pretty much hide my pain. And I went so deep into depression that I didn't know if I could get out of it. And I didn't know how. And then I discovered songwriting. And that was really cool, because you could put it in a song. Like, if I told people what was going through my mind, like sometimes I think maybe I'll just, end it. Couldn't figure out how. Like, throwing yourself off a cliff isn't really a good plan, because you might not die and you might end up in a wheelchair, and that is actually, not good for anyone. And I just couldn't figure out why I'd come to that point where I could actually understand why people would want to take their own life. And it wasn't like I was planning on, I always thought suicide was super excruciating. And I'm sure it is for some people. They live in like mental health issues. They just want to end it. Mine was more like I was living in fear constantly, terrified of the unknown, growing old. Not so much dying. Dying seemed pretty good. It was more being sick, or not knowing how I was going to take care of this place forever. So I wrote this song, and it wasn't until I reworked the song and took it to my guitar coach and tried to figure out I'm just figuring it out now, some new chord changes, and he made some suggestions that I really understood, like the healing process, and to make light of suicide is not okay. But this song for me was really about coming out the other side of suicide. And not that I'm fine, guys. I'm not trying to get attention or anything. I'm good. I'm in a really good place now. But this is maybe coming from a place where I wasn't necessarily doing so well. And for those people that aren't doing so well, reach out and get some help, because I did. And I gotta tell you, it saved my life. So it goes something like this. Circle left, circle right, waiting on a yellow light. Circle left, circle right, baby. Oh my God, there was a fly on my head. That's crazy. We're gonna start over. Hope that fly doesn't come back. Okay, ready? Circle left, circle right, waiting on a yellow light. Circle left, circle right, baby. Looking for the answers in a sign, maybe. Looking for the answers in a sign. Red light, green light, stop. The pendulum rocks like a tide, baby. Back and forth like a boomerang, baby. Tick tock, boom, ba, stop. Looking for the answers in a sign, maybe. Looking for the answers in a sign. Circle yes, circle no, tell me where you wanna go. Circle yes, circle no, suicide, maybe. Yes, maybe no, maybe so, baby. Red light, green light, stop. The pendulum rocks like a tide, baby. Tick tock, boom, ba, stop. Looking for the answers in a sign. Looking for the answers in a sign. Looking for the answers in a sign. So it's interesting with this song. I play it different every time. It's just about going through hard decisions, losing hope. Sometimes I change the pace depending on how I feel about it. When I was writing the song, it was actually kind of like a happier song about being on the other side, about having made good choices that I'm really proud of. And when it started to come through a little bit more clearly to me, it occurred to me that we're not in control. Like, pendulum aside, we're not in control. Things have their own way of working out. And had I have known how hard it was going to be to buy this ranch and suffer through the things that I had to learn and grieve, I probably would have said, no, I'm not interested, don't sign me up, not into it. But being on the other side of it now and seeing how incredible life can be despite how hard it is, I'm really glad that I did make it through. And I'm really glad I wrote a few songs actually that I'm super proud of, and I'll be sharing those eventually. Not sure when, not sure how. But yeah, I did share one that I wrote about my dad. I'm working on one about my mom's grief, and considering it took me, or the grief of losing my mother and our relationship and the future that I thought I had with her, because she died relatively suddenly. Yeah, I have more songs in me. I'm going to write a song about that eventually. It might take me 10 years, might take me 11. It took me a while to write that one about my dad. I didn't even know I could write songs. And so I'm going to start, I don't know, my friend said to me, you should tell people about what you went through and how hard it was, because you always just post fun things and happy things. And, but my whole thing was like, when you're in the thick of depression, talking about it actually doesn't always help. Talking about happy things does. So my advice to anyone who's going through a hard time and who needs help with their mental health, get help, lean on your friends. Don't hide behind humor all the time, but use humor and do things that you have passion for. To be honest, I had a passion for guitar and I sucked at it, but it's getting easier and it's getting better, and I've found such a passion in writing songs. It's just brought me out of a very dark place. So find what your passion is if you can.